With us today, right now, we have Jessica Banville with USA Benefits Group. Thank you for coming. Well, let's get it right to it. Can you please tell me how listen to online, your team huddle, what's all that about?
Oh, that was something else.
Okay.
Ignore that.
Okay, I'm ignoring it. Well, you have a team. I know you have a team huddle because you have agents.
We do. So,
Okay, and those great agents are very motivated agents, so they can tell people like me what's out there as far as the ever-changing insurance world.
That's right.
So you give last-minute huddle, meaning information to your agents, so they can actually call and make sure they have it right up to the minute because things change all the time. Did you know that, JR?
Very
That
good,
was a great
Richie.
save,
That was
Richie.
great, man.
That was a great save.
Rod and reel it, buddy.
Okay. Well, I know it's open enrollment. What does that mean?
Well, it's actually open enrollment for a couple different areas of the insurance world. So for Medicare, it's an annual election period. So anybody who's 65 and over or has disability insurance through Social Security disability is eligible for Medicare. And they are in a position right now where they can look at their plans, or if they know for sure that there have been plan changes, they get to look at all the other plans and see what's available. So every year there are doctors are opting in and out of networks, drug formularies change. So it's always a great idea for our seniors or anybody on Medicare to take a look at their plan. They can call in for a quick review and just make sure they're in the best position. Also, it's open enrollment for the Affordable Care Act, otherwise known as Obamacare. These are for people that are age 65 and under. These are the people who are in the Affordable Care Act are the ones who are either heavily subsidized so that it's cost effective for them, or maybe they have major pre-existing conditions and really need to be in there. Again, we do reviews all over the country for people in that position to make sure they're in the best position as well. And then, of course, there's private sector insurance that's available all year long, but most people don't know that. They think that open enrollment is the only time to enroll in private sector health insurance.
Well, I tell you, that's why do you think that they keep changing? When I say they, the government changes or whoever's making decisions, keep changing these rules, and every year we go through the same process. Any opinions on
It's highly political. It's highly, highly political. If you look at Congress has phenomenal health insurance. It's nothing like what the rest of us are subjected to.
I would just like to see our military personnel have what the congressional people have.
Absolutely.
For me, but our veterans, they need to have exactly what they have, or make all our representatives have what the veterans have currently. You see how fast this whole game is not a game anymore,
right?
And it'll be what's supposed to be. Our veterans should be first and not the last on the list for healthcare benefits.
That's right.
Is Trump care a thing?
So again, it's highly, highly political. When the Affordable Care Act came in, President Obama, he created that. That's his baby. And every year thereafter, there are changes that are coming through the pipeline. The Trump administration they've coined the Trump care. There's truly no changes right now to the Affordable Care Act. Affordable Care Act / Obamacare is still intact. People are still getting tax credit assistance, and it's still covering pre-existing conditions. Those are the things that people really care about. What the Trump administration has effectively accomplished, though, is the fact that now it's a free market. There are so many carriers that have come back into the field. When the Affordable Care Act first came into play, carriers were pulling out everywhere. Now there's a lot more. Even in Hernando County, you're going to see there's just a lot more options for people. So now people have more opportunity to look and maybe save money, maybe change different benefits, lots of different opportunities now. So that's
because
really,
of the Trump care.
Right, and it's not officially Trump care, but it's opened up free market is what it's done.
CJR, this is the real news. This is not the fake news. You're hearing it right from the source.
Well, see, Congress has to giddy up and go with this stuff so we can all get back to some normalcy, too.
Will people be penalized for not getting Affordable Care Act?
No. In fact, President Trump effectively removed the penalty last year when he reduced it down to $0. So now there's zero penalty if you opt out of the Affordable Care Act. Now, our clients have never paid a penalty because we've always put them in tax penalty exemption memberships. So any of our private sector insurance candidates or people who are opting to opt out of the Affordable Care Act because of cost have never been penalized as long as they're with our agency. And what that looks like is the Affordable Care Act is fantastic, again, if you're highly subsidized. But for my family of three, because we're not in a position to report lower income, it would be $1,800 a month. I'm 44, wow. My husband's 51, and we have a 6-year-old.
That's like a mortgage.
I mean, most people don't make that kind of money. I mean, I don't want to, there's no way I would pay $1,800 unless I had to. If I had major pre-existing conditions, I would have to do that. Now we're also relatively healthy. We've got some pre-existing conditions, but they're not major. They're not the big stuff. So we've chosen private sector insurance. We save $1,100 a month by going private sector. So most people who are self-employed, if they're reporting higher income, they can go into that private sector and save a lot of money. So it's worth looking into for sure. And no, there's no penalty.
It's definitely worth the phone call at least
Absolutely.
to find out.
5 minutes we can determine.
We're going to get this twice, but what's your number that they can call right now?
352-835-7405.
Is it worth having health insurance if the deductibles are so high?
Oh, and we get that question all the time because people who don't know about private sector insurance, they think that the only thing out there is the Affordable Care Act. Well, the Affordable Care Act, the out-of-pocket exposure this year in 2020 is $8,150. I mean, that's shocking. That's a shocking number to say that that's going to be your out-of-pocket exposure, but at least you can afford the insurance. Well, maybe you can, maybe you can't. But there are other things that you can do to gap insure those large deductibles. And we teach people those things like accident plans and critical illness plans. There's HMAs, which is all the rage right now, a health matching account where people can contribute a portion, whatever portion they'd like, into an HMA. There's several different categories. It's like an HSA. HSAs are health savings accounts that are pre-tax dollar savings so that people are basically just getting a write-off against their income. An HMA, a health matching account, is a post-tax dollar, but let's say that I choose a $10,000 HMA. I'm contributing $140 a month for 35 months. At that point, I'm fully funded at $4,900 in, and I've got a $10,000 benefit that I can use on health services. That's a phenomenal way for people to hedge against these high deductibles, but most people don't even know they exist. So again, it's a quick conversation.
I think this conversation, I feel like I'm earning college credits here.
And it's so exciting, right?
No, it is exciting. You know, again, you're a professional and you're educating the novice, me, the regular Joe out there, about the differences in healthcare. Because if you don't know what you're doing, I couldn't ever navigate through this at all. You know,
and that's a great point, Richie, because there are lots of great insurance agents out there. A lot of them are not brokers. A lot of them don't have they're not in a position like we are. And we love those guys. So we actually partner with a lot of different agencies where maybe they only have one or two products they can offer. And we serve as a backup to them and we partner with those people. We give them referral fees when they send business our way. If a client is not a good fit for them, then oftentimes they'll say, well, why don't you call USA Benefits Group and see if there's something that's going to suit you better, a more viable option. Because you could call all 200 companies out there, or you could make a call to, a broker that could probably, quickly identify what would be best for you.
But the last two questions, I know you probably get this all the time. What's the best insurance? And that's, you can't answer that one.
I can.
You can.
It's the one that best serves your family.
Okay. CJR? Okay. I owe you another $5. I lost that bet again. Okay.
And here's what that looks like. So if you came to me and you said, I'm able to report low income, then I would say, let's put you in the Affordable Care Act. I'm going to point you in that direction. If you came to me and said, I'm not able to report low income and I'm relatively healthy, then I would put you in a private sector plan. If you came to me and said, I'm middle income and I've got these pre-existing conditions, but I can't afford a large deductible, then I would probably point you to a first dollar benefit type plan, something that's going to serve you immediately and help you pay for things like doctor visits. Let's just get the kids into the doctor when they need to. So there's many, many options. There's sharing ministries that mimic major medicals now, and those are a phenomenal option. They're at about 1/3 the cost of the Affordable Care Act plans. Every single policy has a pro and con, and we are very, very good at setting realistic expectations and telling clients which ones will best fit their scenario, so their budget and their health history.
And you guys sell also group insurance?
Not a traditional group.
Okay.
So there are millions of Americans that are not offered traditional group insurance. We take the ones that aren't offered groups. So like even school teachers have amazing insurance here in Hernando County, but to bring their family on is about $1,000 a month.
Oh boy.
So what we do is we split them. We say, we're going to have the teacher, let's say it's mom. Mom, you stay in there. You keep that group policy, but we're going to take dad and kids and put them on private sector insurance for a fraction of the cost. So as far as group insurance goes, maybe there's a small business like a landscape company, and maybe they've got 5 or 6 guys. They're not making a whole bunch of money, but they want to offer their guys something. We can absolutely put them in private sector insurances on a group chassis and save them thousands of dollars a month.
I tell you, it's amazing. And I know, Jessica, with your company, you guys are very much into the community, and you do a lot of things for nonprofits.
We do.
And recently you did something for
That's right. For Habitat.
All right. And there, you guys are really good. We appreciate you being here in the county. And where are you located?
We are on US 19, right next to Dairy Queen. That's dangerous, right? And I wanted to mention, too, that anybody who calls us at 352-835-7405 or stops in the office and mentions this interview, we will give them a $10 Dairy Queen gift card just for letting us review their health insurance.
Now, JR, that means 1 call per customer, JR.
Yes.
He's already got on speed dial. Dairy Queen's gonna get it. I'm sorry, I'm all out. It's freezing outside.
It's so dangerous being next door to them.
Again, Jessica Banville here with us, USA Benefits Group. I thank you very much for stopping by today.
Thank you so much.
And if anybody wants any more information on what they need to do about insurance, they can call you at
352-835-7405. It takes about 5 minutes.